What's up, everyone? This is Carter. This has been my client since about June now. He is going to talk about his story about fitness, how things changed and evolved over time. So, Carter, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Carter Bissell. I'm a jumper on the Michigan State track team. First of all, Keegan, thanks for having me.
Of course.
And thanks for just doing everything you do. But yeah, Jumper, sprinter, Michigan State track team. I mean, athletics has been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. So, all of this, like what we're going to talk about today, my food journey, just like weight loss, weight gain, all that stuff. I'm excited to talk everything about what that has to offer and what that entails.
All right. So, I guess my first question to you is before coaching, before any of this, what did eating look like for you before we started working together? And how much thought were you actually putting into what you eat? And, like, what did you think about what you needed to eat before?
Yeah, so I think we started working together just this summer, so right after my freshman year of college. And that freshman year, I was in the dining hall. We had the meal plan. I was in the dorms. So I didn't really have to think much about what I was eating because it was pretty much whatever was there at the dining hall. But kind of like backing up, I credit my parents a lot for instilling like healthy eating values in me. Um, like we would always sit down for dinner as a family. It was always home cooked meals, good nutrients, good nutrient dense food. Um, but then again, like during my high school years, middle school, like it would be like the breakfast and lunch meals that would be kind of, throw something together, eat something that kind of gives you energy for the day. Uh, no real thought into what I was eating, just something to like it would be healthy for the most part, most of my meals, but like no real thought into what I was eating, just kind of getting that energy in. So like last year at the dining hall, I tried to make the healthy choice, getting the protein and vegetables in as much as I could, but um, then again, it was just kind of like I wasn't counting any calories or anything. I wasn't looking into what kind of nutrients, macros were going into that. It was just kind of, yeah, breakfast, let's go to the dining hall, get some food, lunch, get some food, dinner, eat some more food. So it really
Yeah.
wasn't a whole lot of thought. But yeah, and then when we started working together, you and I, you kind of opened my eyes to just the different, how I word this, different like macros and nutrients that I really should be having and like the exact values um, of those. And it kind of was just, like I said, eye opening just to see what kind of like a good meal plan looks like for somebody like
Yeah.
me who's active all the time and has a lot of like time I got to manage between
Yeah.
classes and practice. So yeah.
Yeah. And backing up a little bit on that, like at what point did you really decide that you wanted to start working with me? And like, what do you think the big thing there was for you? Like as to why?
Yeah, I think the big turning point for me was realizing that I don't have, I'm not going to have somebody making food for me
Yeah.
um, my whole life. And I knew this going into like probably halfway through my freshman year. I'm like, okay, next year I'm going to live in an apartment on campus. Um, I'm going to most likely be making my own food. I'm not going to have the dining hall. Um, and I'm not really a chef. I'm not a cook, so I wasn't really sure how that was all going to work. I didn't know
Yeah.
what I was going to eat, and I was kind of worried that I was going to be lazy and just throw together some food that wasn't enough as an athlete. Um, so that's kind of when I reached out to you because I saw your, I just knew you were an expert on this stuff,
Yeah.
and um, so I just kind of looked to you to see if you could help me with a meal plan and like what that would look like next year and even over the summer. Just because I would have dinner as a family, like I said, but um, like the breakfast and lunch meals were just kind of like thrown together, no thought. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was kind of the turning point for me.
Yeah. And when we first started, it was kind of hard. I know we started when you were at a country club, you still have your family meals and everything
Yeah.
like that, so it's kind of hard to control all the variables there. So
Hmm.
I'm just asking for a little insight on how did it feel to not really have full control over that like food? Like, did you think it had to be perfect at the start, or like how did you think of a what would you think of a good like healthy diet before?
So yeah, I was working at the country club for a couple years beforehand, so I knew kind of like what the food was, and it's nice that they provide some like a
Yeah,
lunch meal, kind of a late lunch meal for us. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect every day. Like it was different in terms of like if we were to build a meal plan off of it, it wasn't super consistent. Like we had sometimes it was like really high carb meals,
yeah,
low proteins. Like I didn't really have um, I don't know what I'm trying to. I didn't have control over
yeah,
the meals that they were giving me, and it wasn't a super big deal, but it was big enough deal that we had to kind of work around that and build a meal plan that kind of worked around the different meals that they were to give us. So I think I remember this summer you kind of made three different meal plans
yeah,
that kind of was like, okay, we have meal plan A where if you're working at Egypt Valley this day and it's kind of like high carb, low
yeah, yeah,
protein
yeah,
meal, and this is what we're gonna eat when you're not at work. And then I remember like one of the other meal plan C was like if you're not working at Egypt Valley, this is what I think you should be eating. And I think that was really helpful for me. Um,
yeah,
just yeah, to go day to day, knowing what I'm gonna have throughout the inconsistency with the meals that they gave me.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna kind of turn points here. So we were original on the bulk plan. Originally, I think it was 185. Was it your goal? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was either 185 or 190.
Yeah,
I think it was 190 just because um, I can go into like uh, the change that we had. So after the season, I was long jumper sprinter through my freshman year, and I got the call from my coach, and I knew this probably was going to happen, but I wasn't for sure that he wanted to transition me into a decathlete multi. So what that is basically you're doing 10 events. It's an event in track and field where you do 10 events across 2 days. So like pretty much everything. You got to sprint, you got to jump, you got to throw, shot put, hurdle, pole vault, like pretty much all the events. So, and I knew in order for me to be as competitive as I can in that event, I'd have to gain some muscle mass, especially for the throws. Um, so yeah, I figured if I could put on 5 to 10 pounds of just lean muscle, then that would put me in a pretty good position to
yeah,
be as good as I can in that event. So that's the original plan that we wanted to bulk and get up to that 185, 190
yeah.
range.
And at that point, like once you got that call, like what were you really like feeling? Like what did you really think was gonna happen with like the meal plan and everything after that? Like walk me through that thought process.
So the I would say I, I didn't really I saw two kind of variables here.
Yeah.
Um, if we stayed with long jumping, then um, obviously I wouldn't need to gain muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And not even in the meal plan section. I was totally committed either way if I was a multi or a long jumper.
Yeah.
But now that he let me know that I wanted to, or that I was going to try out the multi, the decathlon, I was like, okay, I don't want to just be eating junk and like just
Yeah.
calories upon calories. Like I know you can gain weight that way,
Yeah.
but I want to gain like lean weight. I don't want to just be gaining like fat
Yeah.
and muscle. Like I need to be still athletically competitive, and to do that, I can't just gain crazy weight without like any lean
Yeah.
muscle.
And it would take a lot
I
of
still,
a lot more food
yeah,
too.
and I still gotta jump and sprint. So like it's not just the throws, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
in order to be fast, still you gotta be lean, and So all that stuff kind of take into consideration.
Yeah. So I think it was like about that time when I like first like dangled that idea in front of us, but like to actually switch to like a cut slash lean gain phase where we actually dropped the calories. I think I'm was it a drop? It might have been like around the same, just like with the energy levels,
Yeah,
but
that was. I think that was like a month later into the. There was a lot going on with Michigan
yeah,
State track, but like a month later, I think we did the bulking plan for like a month, and it worked. Like
yeah.
I think I gained like 2 or 3 pounds, which
Hmm.
was right on track, and then I ended up getting a couple calls from my coach, the head coach, that um, the pretty much the roster limit for Michigan State track is going down to 30 from the original limit of 45,
Hmm.
and that they were going to go forward with just the distance crew and the throws crew. So that meant after 2026 season, sprints and jumps were pretty much, they had to find a new home. They
Yeah.
were going to be cut. So after that, I had a meeting with my coach. I'm like, dude, I don't know if the decathlon is right for me because one, it's the decathlon takes probably a good 2 years of development before you
Yeah.
can really shine. Um, so we decided, I mean, it was a tough decision, but we decided that ultimately we're going to scratch the decathlon idea and just go back to long jump and sprints so I can be more marketable to these coaches if I transfer, which I will. Um, so at that moment, we decided, me and you met, we
Yeah.
decided we're going to move to more of a cut, like a really slow cut.
Yeah.
And I really like that idea just because for long jump and sprinting, like you don't need a whole lot of mass to you. Like you're not going
Yeah.
to be throwing any big weights
Hmm.
like the throws.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and man, has it been working. I'll
Yeah.
just tell you that. It's been working.
So coming to that, like, how did your mindset really change around the fact of like kind of feeling like I don't really know like what could happen here? Like maybe just like thought
Yeah.
like we could be done, and then like switching to like an actual cut plan that like would fit what you need and kind of give you that extra like stability and thing to like work towards like on top of the already training that you do for sprinting and everything like that.
Dude, yeah, it was honestly huge. Just when you suggested the cut plan, I'm like, I never really even considered it.
Yeah.
Um, but with you just like explaining how it's gonna work and how it could help, like I was right on board.
Yeah.
And I mean, as an athlete, like you got to be 100% committed and just, I mean, yeah, you introducing like the plan for cutting, like I was immediately on board. And I mean, the plan really didn't change from bulking to cutting. Like I was like no matter what, it was going to make me a better athlete. Like
Yeah.
I trusted that.
Hmm.
So you just got to be 100% committed to what you're doing. And I think the work has shown, like it's worked really well so far.
Yeah.
As far as my mindset goes, like, I mean, like I said, like consistency is huge.
Hmm.
You just got to be committed to your plan and stay disciplined with it. And that's been going back, like, I mean, we've been on this meal plan
Yeah.
cut for a while now.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're just building habits, dude. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Just like the mindset is just committed to whatever meal plan it is. And right now it's cutting. And I think that's the
Yeah.
best option for me right now.
So how like I'm gonna ask like as a sprinter or like just like as a track athlete in general, like how did your body feel or like compared to before, like when you had that actual cut plan, like how has your performance felt on the track and like even outside of the
Mm-hmm.
track? Like what's the biggest things you've noticed?
Yeah. So I say last year when I was on the dining plan, like I knew I needed to eat before workout because otherwise, like I'm a person where I can't really work out on an empty stomach because it just one I'll either get lightheaded or just it doesn't feel good to me. Um, so I would eat like a meal before and it'd probably be just huge lunch, like no thought. Now, like I feel like I have the enough nutrients, like enough stuff, like it keeps me energized all day. Um, I mean, throughout the day, like class, practice, like I've noticed, like I'm not really feeling super tired in the workouts that we're doing ever.
Yeah.
Like, like obviously we're doing hard stuff. Like I mean, I feel tired, but it's not like the headache, like the lightheadedness
Yeah.
that I used to get. Um, I feel like I can attack the workouts like with 100%
Yeah.
intensity every day and not like be held back from what I ate. Like I feel like what I'm eating now is like it pushes me to the limit. Like
Yeah.
I can push myself to the limit if that makes sense.
Yeah. You don't have to like
Um,
hold back at all or anything like that.
no, like I don't feel hungry at practice. I just feel I don't know. I feel like I just have energy throughout the day, especially at practice. Like
Yeah.
I can take it hard, you know.
Yeah. And like I would, I'm gonna ask this outside of track now because we asked the inside of track question. But
Yeah.
like, how do you feel more now about like your control that you have like day to day, just with like everything? And like, do you feel like it's more intentional now, or do you feel like you have more of a structure? Or like, do you feel like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely feel like I have a structure. Just because like I have my class times, I have practice, and then so I always have a. I made a time where like I'm going to eat these meals, and
mm-hmm,
honestly, having that consistency and like of what you're eating, like the control over what you're eating,
yeah,
over the timing of that eating, especially too, because timing is huge,
yeah,
especially when you have practice in class.
mm-hmm,
Um, I don't know. It's helped a lot more having control over your food. Like I feel like I have a lot more energy during the day. Um, but like sometimes, on the other hand, sometimes when I if I wake up late and I don't get to have my breakfast like before class, then it
yeah,
just like messes up all the meal timings, and it just like you can tell something's off like
yeah,
throughout the whole day. Um, so yeah, outside of the athletics, um, I can definitely that might even be like the biggest difference. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie, just like the energy that you feel, like you're not bogged down, you don't feel like tired or sluggish.
mm-hmm,
I, yeah, I felt that like a big difference this year over last year with the dining plan, and sometimes I wouldn't even eat breakfast because I was running late to class, you know. So just
yeah,
yeah, the overall feelings and energy is
yeah.
much higher, I'd say.
So outside of like the physical aspects, like I know obviously like you have more energy and everything like that. How do you feel better like mentally with the with that added structure? Or, like how do you feel that this has changed like how much you can trust yourself with like food or like trust yourself to perform? Do you feel
Yeah,
like this has translated into any like other aspects of your life with like the discipline and consistency?
yeah, I honestly like I feel like having that structure and having that control over my food, like it just makes things a whole lot simpler and easier. Like I don't have to think about where my next meal is coming from or like what my next meal is
Yeah.
going to be. Like I already know what it's going to be. I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good for me. I know it's going to help me just like propel me to new heights with
Yeah.
athletics and even class, you know? So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my final question on this is like if track disappeared tomorrow, like say you're done with athletics forever or something happens, like what out of this, like both physically, mentally, like with food, with other areas of life, what would like really stay with you?
You know, a lot of it has to do with um, honestly discipline and eating like these good foods. Like having the, I honestly, well, let me think about this. I'm sorry. You
You're
might have to
good. No,
redo.
it's okay.
uh, honestly, dude, like the foods that I'm eating are not super different than what I had
Yeah.
before, but like I'm cutting out the sauces that I had. Like it's just like simple meals and
Mm-hmm.
simple and easy. It's easy to just plan like what you're gonna eat, you know.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, what I take away and what I do into the future is probably just like the timing. Honestly, the
Mm-hmm.
timing of the food and even the food. I think
Yeah.
those two are the biggest help of like this year in college because like I'm not a huge I don't eat out a lot. I don't like to eat out because I don't like what
Mm.
it does to my body. Like I just don't feel good when I eat out. So
Yeah.
um, honestly, like the foods are easy to make. Um, like they're good too. I could see myself eating foods like this out. Like even if I didn't do track, dude, like
Yeah.
it's good for you. You
Hmm.
know.
Do you think that like how you approach food could be like implemented like other ways? Like I know we broke it down in kind of like a structured format and like talk about how like your original structure, like how food before it's kind of just like oh it's there like at school or whatever like I'll eat this. Talk about how how different it is now for as like the nutrition and everything like that, like your view of nutrition. So like originally like how you come in or whatever and you just pick something and you don't have a lot of thought to it and maybe at first like if you were to do this on your own or try and come up with this like how different do you think it would be and like how do you think this process has really like allowed you to learn better what's really needed to compete.
I think the first thing that I noticed when we started doing, especially like honestly both meal plans, was the protein count.
Yeah.
I think going into like other meal choices, if I didn't have this meal plan,
Yeah.
I'd definitely be more conscientious about the protein count of the foods,
Mm-hmm.
like the macronutrients of the foods.
Yeah.
Because like before, I feel like a lot of the stuff I'd eat, like I'll give an example of like what breakfast looked
Yeah.
like say in high school. I would eat probably like a bowl of cereal, maybe like peanut butter toast.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's gonna get you only so far,
Yeah.
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna crash like an hour, 2 hours after that, and then
Yeah.
just be hungry for the rest of the day. Um, but like now, what I have for breakfast, like we got eggs, ham, cheese, like potatoes. Like that is so much more of a nutrient dense just option with protein that lasts me
Yeah.
so much longer. And I bet you it has probably even less calories
Yeah.
just because I mean the protein just fulfills you. I think that yeah, going back to what I said, it was just like eye opening. I didn't realize how important getting all that protein in
Yeah.
was. And I think if I were to look now, if I didn't have the meal plan, I'd probably look into that more,
Yeah.
like the foods that I'm eating. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's pretty good. Thank you. Appreciate talking to you. It was good to get to know you. I hope everyone else enjoys it. And yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, of
You
course.
guys, thanks for having me, bro.